Right, man.
Right.
Shalom, shalom. Everybody in the classroom, shalom.
Shalom.
Everybody online, shalom. Shabbat, shalom. Yahweh Shema Mashiach, Wamalak, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, La Yasha Allah, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Greetings. We had another Sabbath service, double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in the truth before us for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Yahweh Shai. A hearty shalom to you mighty men that go out there and labor and do the work of the Most High, presenting your body as a living sacrifice, enduring all things for the elect's sake, pushing the truth and magnifying the ministry. Shalom to all of the men that are getting their households in order, right? Fasting, praying, studying, purging out that leaven. Passover, March 26th at sundown. Everyone should be purging out that leaven. Shalom to the nation of Israel. It's another beautiful Sabbath. All praise to the Most High.
Shabbat Shalom. Like we always do, we're going to go to Acts chapter 18 and verse 4. All praise to the Most High. We get to see another Sabbath, another day of repenting, another day of examining, another day of showing brotherly and sisterly love, purging out this leaven before Passover, right? It's important to be examining and purging out this leaven before Passover. You don't want to eat this Passover unworthily, right?
This is the book of Acts, chapter 18 and verse 4. And he reasoned at the synagogue every Sabbath and persuaded the Jews and the Greeks.
Right. Another Sabbath service where we can persuade Israel, who knows that they're Israel, to continue keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, keeping the faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, doing the work, which is showing your faith, and those just coming out of the world or just finding out that they're Israel, to forsake the ways of the world, to come back to our God, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and learn and search the scriptures diligently to find out the words that are spoken, if they're true or if they're lies, right? Be as the church of Berea, right? Search the scriptures. And the only way we can do that is through Philippians chapter 4, verse 13.
It's the book of Philippians, chapter 4 and verse 13. I can do all things through Hamashiach, which strengtheneth me.
Right, through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, we're able to cast down these false doctrines, right? Get the proper and perfect understanding of the scriptures, going precept upon precept, and not lean into our own understanding. Again, like the brother said, Passover, when WFI is keeping it, is March 26th at sundown, right? So make sure everybody is doing everything according to the scriptures, right? The brother has a cold cut on how to keep Passover. He just did it, right? Make sure that you're watching it so you're doing everything to a T, right? You don't want to offend in the Passover and be guilty of the Lord's body, right? Meaning you're guilty of the death of the Lord. So you want to make sure you do everything according to how the Lord commands you to do it, right? No adding seasoning to your Passover, right? No jerk seasoning, no nothing to the lamb, right?
No putting it in the crock pot, right? They plan on putting this stuff in the crock pot. You can't do that.
Right? No crock pot, no oven, over in an open fire, right? Get you unleavened bread, right? And preferably make it yourself, some bitter herbs and kosher wine, right? That's the Passover. Keep it as it is. Don't add to the Lord's body or take away, right? So we're in James, the 5th chapter, right? And we got to let it be known that it's very important, right? Don't bring your mom to the Passover. She's not in the truth. Your father, your brother, your sister, your homeboy, your homegirl. This is not a turn-up party. It's a very solemn feast day, and it needs and must be taken very seriously, right? So this is James 5 and 1. Go to now, ye rich men, and weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Right. Now, this is talking about the so-called white man. All right. We don't have to sit there and look for the word Esau or Edomite, right? The so-called white man goes by many different aliases, right? He goes by the hypocrite, according to the Most High. He goes by the evil man. He goes by the young lion. He goes by the dragon. He goes by the serpent. He goes by the murderer, right? He has different titles that the Most High gives him. The rich man being one of them. He also goes by the fool, man, throughout the Bible. So James said, go to now, ye rich men, and weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Now, this is speaking about the rich, affluent people that govern the society. You got Jake involved in that, but this is really going into the so-called white man. Because Jake, these top so-called, these Tiger Woods, the LeBron James, your Oprah Winfrey's, your Tyler Perry's. You think they have money? They do not have, not even close to what these so-called white men have, man. So this not even focusing on them. They're minuscule in the grand scheme of things, right?
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4. Right, and it reads, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up in him is not right in him, but the just shall live by faith." Right, so the so-called white man may come off like he's a caring man. He want to give you these jabs in your arm to stop whatever so-called disease is going on. Right, he want to give you stimulus checks, welfare, unemployment. Right, he want to do all these things to seem like he's a righteous man, but the soul within him is awful. It's corrupt. It's on the left-hand side. Ye also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire is hell, and is as deaf and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Right? So this so-called white man, all he wants to do is just gather people in to keep exploiting them. Right? To keep them under his witchcraft and his distractions, and ultimately under the chains of bondage and affliction. Right? Shall not all these take up a parable against him? Right? All the nations are coming up against the so-called white man. It's happening before our very eyes. You got the unfriendly discourse between China. You got Iran. You got all these nations getting ready to pounce on America like a lion that sees a baby gazelle. Woe be to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long, and to him that leadeth himself with thick clay. Right? So woe to him that increases which is not his. Right? All the gold, silver, riches, that's from the blood, sweat, and tears of our forefathers, from our back. Right? We're the ones who should be benefiting off of this, not the so-called white man. Right? So woe to him.
That's right. That's right. Let's go to Psalm 73 and 1. The Lord is getting on the rich. These elite global bankers, these Rothschilds, these Rockefellers, these Oppenheimers, these DuPonts, these Warburgs, these men that are the so-called shadow government that run the society. Stop thinking Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos are the richest men, man. And Warren Buffett. They're not running the shots, man. You have the so-called Federal Reserve, which is not even a part of this government, man. It's his own private institution, right? That America is getting an increase of Federal Reserve notes from, man. So they're the ones running the shots, man. Whoever's making the money, they calling the shots, man. Right? Not the person who's getting the paycheck. You got these athletes getting these checks. They get what, like $2,000 a game, right? Maybe you might have a contract, maybe 15 million, 10 million, right? That's nothing compared to the men actually printing the money out, man. Right? This is Psalm 73 and 1. Let's go to Psalm chapter 73 and verse 1. It reads, truly, and all of those men that run the society, they're Amalekites, man. Jewish men, right? Who have infiltrated this society and corrupted it, man. Right? So let's get that. Psalm chapter 73 and 1. Truly, the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. This is David speaking about what he has observed about the rich. And this applies to us to this day, right? He said, I almost fell, almost caught myself slipping. And he's going to tell you what he experienced. Verse 3, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. So David said he was envious at the foolish when he saw the prosperity of the wicked. Sometimes us being in a condition and going through these curses that we're going through, you may be catching hell financially. You may see an Edomite, you driving your car, you got 2 donuts on it, right? Your back light out, your front light out, then Esau pulled up in his Tesla, right? He touching all on the keyboard, laughing with his woman, right? He's like, man, why these devils get to be running stuff like that, man? You go home in your hood, after you caught your 3rd bus, you got to take 3 buses, right? You're trying to buy the bus pass from somebody, right? Just hoping that you make it. I don't know if brothers been through that. Right? You got to buy the damn bus pass, and hopefully you got to sneak on. You might not have no bus fare. You got to take 4 buses to get to work and 3 buses home. And Esau, he hit the damn, your boss, he leave early, man, every day. He's sitting in his office, damn, pressing buttons on the keyboard. You get off at 7 p.m., he getting off at 3 because he want to spend time with his family. And you wish that you could do that, man. Right? You wish that you can go home and have a gated community, man, sometimes. Right? You see these devils, they damn windows be open. You can go to certain parts of Baltimore, they leave their car door unlocked and the window be rolled down, man. And they be walking out there barefoot with their dogs, man. And guess what? You're not allowed there, man. So David saw the prosperity of the wicked, man. Let's read on. Psalm 73:5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. You think the so-called white man worried about getting pulled over? He's not thinking twice about it, man. All right, that's his best friend. It might be his son, right? Hey, man. How's your day going, Brad? Oh, man, I just had a couple drinks, man. Hey, man, get out of here, man. Get out of here. You don't want to get pulled over, man. He's already pulled over. And Esau tell him you don't want to get pulled over, right? Esau, he can say stuff like that. Yeah, I had a couple drinks, right? Esau looking in the car, was that Budweiser? I'm more of a Stella, man. And they start talking about the Redskins, man, or football, right? You can't do that, man. When you get pulled over, you better not make no false move, man. You better not make no false. You better not reach for your wallet. You better keep your damn hands on the steering wheel. You better not reach for your phone, and guess what? It's lights out, man. They just made the movie, what is this? American Skin. Right, brother saw American Skin? See how Esau jammed up Jake? Esau don't go through that stuff, man. They're not in trouble like other men, right? They're not going through what you're going through as a people. Let's read on. I'm gonna get a few more. Verse 6. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covered them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. Hey, do you have more than heart could wish, Matanya? What about you, King? You have more than heart could wish? Does anybody here have more than they could ever wish for? No, we got bills. We got rent. Right? We got to worry about all of this stuff. Esau, yeah, I paid my mortgage off, 20 years old. How you paying 20 years old, huh? You don't got to pay no mortgage. He's never had to pay rent. He never had to work. He getting a company business passed down to him from his dad, right? And what you get passed down to you? Debt, the curses, mental trauma, bruises, right? You might be you had crack babies in the 80s, man. That's what they got passed down to them, man. All types of genetic defects and mental illnesses, man. That's what we pass down to our children, man.
Let's go to Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 1. Right? That's a beautiful precept that the brother brought out, talking about being envious of the so-called white man, man. That's a lot of our people's problems, right? They see the prosperity of the wicked, then they want in on some of that wickedness and don't understand that it come with a cost. Right? Proverbs 24 and 1. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them, for their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief. Right? So you don't want to be around these envious men, right? Because you're going to be defiled with whatever they're defiled with. It's going to slowly corrupt and eat away at your spirit, right? Let's go to Psalms 37 and 1, right? It says, fret not thyself because of evildoers, right? Don't get yourself bent out of shape because of what the so-called white man is doing, the so-called Asian man getting that anti-Asian hate crime movement. Right. Don't fret about that, man, right? Because our time is coming, right? Neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, right? And that goes into our people too who prosper off of wickedness, man. Don't be envious of their Rolls Royce, their 10 gold chains, right? The houses that they have, right? Because everything is temporary. Nothing's going to last forever. All this stuff is going to be burnt and consumed with fire. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb, right? The so-called white man's kingdom is getting cut down little by little, right? You know how somebody got a huge afro and they like, let's cut it down to a one, right? You cut it down little by little, right? You can't go over a tall grass one time. You got to keep going over it to get it to the desired height. That's what's happening to the so-called white man's kingdom. For they shall soon be cut down like grass and wither as a green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Right? So when you trust in the Lord, you're going to be rich in spirit. You're not going to desire to want any more faith because the Lord's going to give you that faith that you need to make it out of this kingdom, man. He's going to give you that faith to know that everything is going to be all right. Right? Desiring the so-called white man's wealth only comes with more problems. Right? More money, more problems.
Right.
Right? More bills, more hell you're going to catch. I got one more piece. Right? And now we're going to go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 14. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 in the Apocrypha. Right? Yes, I see right here, brother. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and 14. For the hope of the ungodly is like dust that is blown away with the wind, like thine forth that's driven away with the storm, like as the smoke which is dispersed here and there with the tempest, and passes away as the remember of a guest that tarrieth but a day. Right? So the hope of the wicked is like smoke that's blown away in the wind. Right? Meaning there is no hope. But there's hope in the righteous man who know that the day of the Lord is coming and it won't tarry.
That's right. That's right, man. So it's vanity to follow the ways of the wicked, man. Right? Like the brother said, it come with a price, man. A lot of you jakes that try to make it in this society, you gotta sell your soul. You gotta sacrifice your cousin, your stepmother. You gotta do a blood sacrifice. You gotta let an Edomite grope you and touch over you, man, and deal with your children, all for the spotlight, all for your name to be in Hollywood, to have your star next to Eddie Murphy and next to Dave Chappelle, man. That's what it's all about. Couple $1,000, maybe a mansion, right? But Esau could take all that away from you, man. Right? The thing about that thing is you have to willingly make your body a living sacrifice to Esau, man. With the Most High, we make our body a living sacrifice to him, and there's a reward for that. That's righteous, man. There is no righteous reward for dealing with the so-called white man. Right? Let's go to Job 21 and 7. All right, let's go to Job chapter 21 and verse 7. Job chapter 21 is a parable dealing with Esau. Again, you don't have to see the word Esau in there, man. Right? Job chapter 21 and verse 7. It reads, wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power. Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. So Job is giving you the state on how the so-called white man lives. He said, well, how come the so-called white man lives and prospers, man? Out of all the nations. It reads, their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of God upon them. Yeah, they're not worried about drive-bys, right? They don't have, I got like 5 locks on my door. They don't have 5 locks on their door, man. Their door's unlocked, just in case Brad want to come in, right? The windows, I've seen it, man. Their windows be open. If you wanted to, you could walk in.
So like it's a bar that we used to go to called Pub Dog, man. They bring their dog in the bar and get them beer.
Right. Yeah, out in Mount Vernon. Well, this is Mount Vernon. In this region, you got a restaurant for dogs, man. And you're not invited, only your dog is. And they got the bar stools and they got dog menus. And them dogs live better than you, man. The so-called white man dog live better than you, man. We buying houses for their dog. Why they dog be in all types of expensive clothes, man? So even Esau treat his beasts better than he treats you, man. The animals at the zoo get better treatment than we do, man. Right? They get nourishment. They make sure they protected. They got shelter. They leave you out for dust, man. Right? So that's what this is saying. Their houses are safe from fear. Right? We got to worry about drive-bys late at night. We got to worry about gunshots, locking your door. Right? You got a damn gun under your pillow, man, under your mattress. Right? A baseball bat, man, just in case. They don't have a just in case. All right, let's read on. Job 21 and verse 10. Their bull gendereth and faileth not. Their cow calveth and casteth not their calf. Meaning, this is a hip talk. When animals give birth, some of them die, right? There's a chance that some may die, right? Esau, his stuff everything he does prospers. Everything is successful, man. He starts a business, Fortune 500. You can't get a loan, right? You try to get this house, he don't need no credit. He just get it. You got to have like 15 witnesses and 6 co-signers and all types of stuff, man. Just to get a small house, on the other side of the city. Esau don't fail, man. Right? You got to struggle and write 15 essays just to go to the so-called white man's college. Esau, he's accepted like that because his dad owns the college. He's a professor, right? You just try and make it, man. You got to go on an interview, stress the hell out, learn to tie that damn tie, right? Looking up stuff, interview question. I know Jake, I know you, right? See, the brother know about that. What are they going to ask me today?
The mission statement.
Yeah, the mission statement. Well, if they ask me this, I got to know what is my work history? Okay, I got to lie. Jake, you got to lie on your resume, man. Yeah, Esau's not lying on his resume, man. You got to sit there and say, well, yeah, I did this and I did this. And you got to make up stuff, man. Esau don't have to worry about that. Like we brought out earlier, I would like to be a fly on the wall and see, or a lion in the room, and see what happens in these conversations between Esau and Esau on these interviews, man. What are you talking about? You're not asking us the same questions. You're not looking at us the same way you're looking at him, huh? Esau looking at you like this. Yeah, okay, come on, right? And then he got his damn leg up, he's spoiling in his chair, showing other Esau's baseball cards, man. So when do you want to start? Right? Let me get two more on that. Job 21 and verse 11. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ, and they turn it up. They kids be in them nightclubs. Or you see them on Law and Order. That'd be real life too. They be damn these Edomite they be like 20 years old. They be raping people and getting away with it, man. And these fraternities, they be drugging people, beating people to death, and they don't go to jail. There was just this. I will pull it up. There was this man. You can look it up. Right, lie not. He just beat this young Eve off and bit a chunk of her face off, man, and killed her in the playground. You think he going to jail? No, they said he's mentally insane. So he'll be all right. He'll be out. He'll be cool. Let you do that. Go bite a white woman face off, man, and beat her in the head with a bat. It will be all over the news, man, and your family. Right? It reads, here go one more, verse 13. They spend their days in wealth, and in the moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto God, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? So we're not the so-called white man's mentality is, I don't need the Lord. My money's my God. I got my God already, man. I don't need the Lord, man. You think Esau's fasting on the Day of Atonement for his sins? You think he's going through the curses like, damn, that's me through Deuteronomy 28. He's not dealing with that, man. We're dealing with that. And James is getting on him in this whole chapter.
God, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. We're going to go to verse 5. Right, to precept on what the brother just brought out. Right, Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha. It says, for our time is a very shadow that passes away, and after our end there is no returning for it. It is a fast season, it's like a season, so that no man cometh again. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like in our youth. Right? So the so-called white man, he knows that his time is short on the earth. So what does he do? He rejoices in the wickedness he can do. Let's see how many drugs it takes for me to overdose.
Right.
Let's see how many shots it takes for me to have to get my stomach pumped. Right? Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 5. Verse 7 now. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine. And that's what they do. They bring over other so-called rich white men. This wine is from the 1800s. $47,000 a bottle. Right? And I got 14 of them. Right? Some crazy, man. That's what they do.
Right.
Right? With costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Right? They don't let anything pass by. Right? They go and travel and stay in the Maldives. Right? We take $3,200 just to rent for one night.
Right.
Right? $4,000 plane trips. Right? The so-called white man living his best life, and we live in the worst life right now. Right? So like y'all missed the part. Speedily use the creatures like in our youth. right? How they used us back in the Greek captivity and the Roman captivity, right? Put us to good use, right? That's what they say. They put us to good use, right? Make this nigga useful, right? We built up the White House. We built up D.C. We built up everything you see. That's let us use the creatures as in our youth. Verse 8, let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Right, that's why you got all these so-called white colleges named after their alumni, right? All these cities named after so-called white men, these states, right? They saying let none of these things pass us by, right? Let us enjoy and rejoice while we can, right? Let me smell my roses while I'm still alive, right? That's the so-called white man's model. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness, right? That goes back to what the brother said. You get pulled over. Yeah, I know you just blew a 2.7, right? Yeah, you drunk, you can't even talk straight. Just drive home, man. Go have a good night. Your kid's waiting for you. Right? If we reach for our inhaler or our wallet, we get 35 warning shots. Right? That's them enjoying their voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place. Right? Tokens of their joyfulness is the wickedness and destruction that they bring. Right? The coronavirus, right? Rape, rob, and murder. The lady getting her face bit. The so-called white man shot up that Asian shop, right? What was that sister's name in Baltimore? What was her name? She barricaded in her house. Corinne something. Corinne Gaines, right? Right? She barricaded herself in the house. What they do? They play videos of her getting shot up, right? Them shooting up the place. That's leaving tokens of their voluptuousness so we can remember, right? This is what they get off on, right? In every place, for this is our portion and our lot is this. So their lot is just to be the wicked of the earth and they enjoy it, man. Like, you know that bad kid that gets off from getting spankings, right? Lighting matches in the house. This is the so-called white man, right? He gets off from doing wickedness. This is his lot. He embraces it more than we embrace being the chosen people. Go ahead, Elder.
Can you remember the face of the police officer who killed George Floyd? Did you see the wickedness in his face?
Yeah.
It's the look, it's the proudness.
Right. And Eric Gardner had to sell cigarettes to make it by. Lucy's to make it by. He get choked out. And what they do, the NYPD wear the shirt saying, I can breathe. Right? That's leaving tokens of their voluptuousness. Right? Smiling about the wickedness that they have done.
Yeah, that Blue Lives Matter spirit. Yeah, this I'm gonna add to that real quick. This let's go to Luke. We get two quick precepts. Luke chapter 16 and 19. Right? So James, this is a complete destruction. James 5 is like Obadiah. It's pretty much, Obadiah's a little bit more hardcore, right? James is a little bit more subtle, but it's still a whole prophecy dealing with Esau, right? Or the beginning of James 5. Luke 16 and 19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day. We went over that before. This rich man is Esau, man. He fares sumptuously. Like the brother said, they eat the best food. They go on a Bora Bora. They buy islands, man. The dude, Richard Branson, he's buy islands. Can you go buy an island, brother? No, man. He buys entire island. He's buying land masses on the earth, man. You got Moabites. They can just go out there and build islands in the South China Sea. They just building land, man. You can't do that, right? You can barely get a garden, man. Right? You can't do nothing. Esau fares sumptuously, not just once a week, says every day he living good, man. Right? And I was talking, I said, what is Esau doing his stimulus check, man? Because I know Jake is going to be going, you got about maybe a week. Right? You finally caught up. That 1,400 going to get you caught up. Esau, what do you want to do? Right? You want to go to the Poconos? Right? Where do you want to go skiing? Right? They take that and they blow it like that. They don't need that. Right? But Jake, you looking up the damn IRS. When do I get it, man? You on the phone with the people. You're checking your mail. You're beating up the mailman, man. Hoping that you get it, man. You tracking. You need that. He don't need that. He lived good every day. Right? It reads, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. And we represent Lazarus, sitting at the gate begging for the so-called white man, hoping he give us a food program, hoping he don't never stop food stamps. When Donald Trump said he gonna stop food stamps, all hell was broke loose, man. You had people ready to kill themselves. You had Jake ready they was about to work their fourth, third job, right? We just begging for crumbs, man. We hope WIC and food stamps never end. If they cut that off, it's over for you, man. Right? This is how Esau, he's running the shots, man. Right? If Esau say we're not hiring no more Negroes, what's gonna happen? No more Hispanics, no more Native Americans. It's over, man. It's literally over for you. You're gonna starve to death. Right? You're just begging that you can get some clothes, man. Right? That was more so in the 60s, man. Just let me in. You had Jake fighting to damn get food, man. Getting their face bit off by a dog just to get some food from out back. Right? Esau don't have to worry about that. Let's go real quick. I got another one. Sirach chapter 13. Right? So you can't tell me that's not our book, man. Right? Sirach chapter 13 and 19. I'm going to read 20. It's like I'm going to start at 19. Right? Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 13 and verse 19. It reads, as the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor, huh? And as the proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor. The rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends. Yeah, Esau get fired. You think he got to wait 3 months to get another job? No, right? Hey, Brad, I heard it didn't work out for you at so-and-so, man. Right? Why don't you come on and just work for me, man? Yeah, and then his first day, he got his own office. Right? He got a secretary. Right? He got it made. People bringing him donuts and coffee. When he fall, he's upheld by his friends, man. Here's 50,000. Hold on to that glance. Right? When you fall, who gonna hold you up? When you get fired, how many of your people said, hey, I got this job for you, come work for me. You can start tomorrow. And I'm gonna double your pay. Has that ever happened to any one of us? Never happened, man. Who's gonna hold you up when you fall besides Yahweh Hashem Yahushua? Nobody, man. Because your brother going through what you going through. It's the curse. Deuteronomy 28 and 16. Curse shalt thou be in the city, man. Curse shalt thou be in the field. Deuteronomy 28 and 29. Thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save you. Right? Let's read on. It reads, when a rich man is, let me read 21. Sirach 13 and 21. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust also away by his friends. When a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too. You see that? Like Donald Trump said, you know them vulgar words Donald Trump said? Why don't you just grab her by her so-and-so? Yeah, I kissed my daughter on the mouth. She looks fine. He says things ought not to be spoken. But hey, that's the president. That's Donald Trump. Go America. Let you say that. Let a so-called black man go on national TV and say, yeah, I grabbed women by the genitals, man. And my daughter's fine as hell. What's going to happen to you, man? King Slacky. Right? Let you go out there and say that. What's going to happen to you, man? You're going to get jammed up. You're going to be all damn ridiculed in every magazine, every newspaper. Your own people going to be talking about you on a radio show. You're going to be on the Breakfast Club. Right? They're going to be talking about you. You're going to be on damn, what's the other guy? What's the other radio guy? He do the
Ricky Smiley.
Yeah, Ricky Smiley, man. Donnie, you're going to be on all those shows. You're going to be the joke. Right? But Esau, he's fine because he's the rich man.
All Jake is consumed with is Kirk Franklin and his son.
Right.
Right? You ain't never been cussed out by your father before?
Right.
Ain't that serious, man?
Break your neck.
Yeah, get over it. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Right, that's what we're consumed with, man. Nothing but drama.
Right.
Right, nothing but drama. It shouldn't even have made the news, these radio outlets. Right, they so worried about Kirk Franklin saying he going, I'm gonna break your neck, nigga. That's what they so upset about. You know how many times every one of them radio heard that from their parents?
Right.
Come on, man. This is insanity. It's all we care about is drama. The so-called white man got the white bald head dude telling you what stocks to invest in. Right? They got a whole MSNBC talking about stocks and how to make more money. And what do we have? Nothing but talking about folly, fighting, the donkey of the day.
Right.
Right? Freestyle Friday. We don't have nothing. The shade room. Right? Look at what they give us and what they have. How to triple your money in 2 days.
Right.
Right? Find out why Kurt Franklin cut this sun out at 6:00. And 1 million people be listening, man. Look what's wrong with Israel, man. Micah chapter 2 and verse 1.
It's like a quick point. Even on the Clubhouse app, now when you go and see certain apps, Jake and Eve, it be 1 a.m. They be having damn sex rooms on there, man. They have the F it Friday so and so, man. They be having all types of wickedness. Then it's 1 a.m. Esau, how to, like the brother said, literally how to double your stocks, financial advice, man. Investments 101, right? And you know which room Jake rather go with? The damn, the lust room, man. The spirit, that's the online strip club, man. And then it be madness, man.
Sickening. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Right? That's what they do. They devise more ways on how to oppress Israel. They devise more ways on how to make more money off of Israel. Right? The so-called Black and Hispanic community not poor. We just don't manage our money right. Because they come into our hoods and they make millions of dollars. But we can't figure out how to keep it within our hoods, right? And make the money ourselves. Right? They devise wickedness, man. Set up false idols for our kids to look at and want to be like. NBA young boys. Right? What happened to men with integrity? What happened to men that were upright, that stood for something? Right? They cast them down and put fools in their place. That's devising inequity, and they can't sleep till they do it. Right? Let us get another Kodak Black. Right? Let us make another mom cry because her son got gunned down trying to be like Rick Ross. Right? That's the devising of the inequity that they sit upon their bed, man. They diligently search this out, man. Verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Right? That's how they got rich, man. This is how they became rich. They covet these fields. Look, they got grapes growing over here, mangoes. We're going to oppress this man and his heritage. We're going to make them work for us. If they don't, we're going to cut off their hands and their arms so they find out that we mean business. Right? They do it by violence, man. Those peace treaties are nothing but death written in cursive. That's all it is, man. Therefore saith the Lord, behold, against the family do I devise an evil from which he shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughty, for this time is evil. Right? Because of our wickedness, the Lord set up this family to rule over our families, man. Right? So at the end of the day, it's our fault, man. But the so-called white man, he got to pay for the crimes he has done. Right? That's what James is going into. He's saying it very gracefully. Right? Woe to the rich man. Instead of saying, you damn devils.
Right.
That's what he should have said. Right. Right? But he said it very gracefully. He said it with salt.
That's right. This another quick one. Sirach chapter 13 and verse 3. Right? It reads, the rich man had done wrong. Right? It's like there's nothing wrong with being rich. We'll say that. Right. But it becomes a temptation and a snare. And the Lord said in Proverbs 23 and 4, labor not to be rich and cease from thine own wisdom. Right? Also, as it is written in Ecclesiastes, money is a defense. Right? Another place in Ecclesiastes, money answereth all things. Ecclesiastes 10 and 19, 7 and 12, on down. So it's profitable to have money to survive and as a defense, but seeking after an abundance and chasing the riches, you're going to find yourself in a slippery slope. Right? So this is Sirach chapter 13 and verse 3. The rich man hath done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. The poor is wrong, and he must entreat also. Yet Esau, he'll do something wrong, and then he'll still threaten you, man. right? You'll get pulled over and you wasn't speeding, and Esau, he'll still say, put your hands up, man, right? Yeah, I saw you, and then he'll plant some weed on you, right? Well, you had this on you too, right? The poor man, you do wrong, you gotta beg for mercy, man, right? You might have been actually speeding, now you gotta beg for your life. Please don't kill me, my son's in the car, right? My daughter's crying, right? These are things that we gotta go through, right? Verse 4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. Right? Like in the workplace, man. If you a so-called good worker and Esau know about it, he gonna work you to death, man. You got a certain skill, that don't slip his mind. Oh, this guy's good. He can make 15 boxes in 1 hour. Right? This guy's on fire. Right? He gonna put you to work. Right? Verse 6. It's like in verse 5. If thou have anything, he will live with thee, yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. Yeah, Esau say, look, if you make 15 boxes an hour, if you can do this, for 3 weeks straight, we'll get you a promotion. Right? We'll get you a new car. Right? I know you want that promotion. Just work 120 hours. Right? I just need you to work 120 hours these 2 weeks. Can you do that for me? Right? And we'll get you that job. What is Jake? Jake, yeah, boss. Yeah, boss. I mean, damn, the promotion, right? He might tell you, look, I know you make 20,000, but now you can make 80,000. Just work 120 hours this whole month, right? We need you, right? He'll smile and go, good job. Thank you. You're a good sport, man. Did you catch the game? Right? That's how Esau gets you, man. That's what the scripture's talking about. It says, if he have need of thee, like he need his money coming in, you can make them boxes. He would deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He would speak fair. It's like he will speak thee fair and say, what one is thou? Hey, you want some water? Right? Are you all right? He'll come and check on you. It reads on. And he will shame thee by his meats until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice, and at the last he will laugh thee to scorn. Afterward, when he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee. See that? Meaning after you work them 120 hours, he say, look, maybe next week we'll get you the promotion. Just give me 1 week. Just work 120 more hours. Okay. You go home, tell your son, I'm going to miss the basketball game. I know it's your championship. I'm not going to miss your graduation. The boss said that I'm doing big things for us. I'm going to get us out of here. That's sad, man. I'm going to get us out of here. I'm going to finally get us that house. Your wife picking out the house she wants, the different furniture. Because you working them 120 hours. She thinks she's going to get that nice furniture set, man. Your son thinks you're going to get that nice bike, man. And then maybe the next week, Esau says, okay, maybe not this week, but next week I definitely got you. After he draw you twice or thrice, the scripture says he's going to shake his head at you, man, and laugh at you. I'm sorry we gave that position to somebody else. I'm sorry, but good work, right? Give the family my best, man. Sorry I had to be like this. That's what Esau do, man. That's what the Bible is talking about, man. So you can't be, you got to know how to move in this society, man. Because Esau, he'll draw you twice or thrice, then shake his head and laugh at you. The Lord said, "Be not deceived in thy jollity, man. Don't be simple, man. Know your devil and don't trust him, man. This devil done told you once and twice what's going to happen. He ain't do it. Hey, look, I can't do it. No, I'm not working. No, I'm cool. Right? Somebody else can do it. You got to know how to finesse and move in this society.
And let's put it into perspective, man. How many days in the so-called white man's year? 365. They give you 7 vacation days for the whole year.
Right.
They pay you $16 an hour. So for 1 hour of your life is worth $16. And then they arguing about minimum wage. Man, listen to how crazy this sounds. You only get 7 days off out of the 365 days that you're working. They want you to work overtime. And if you don't work overtime, you get on probation.
Right.
Right? But what does he do? He takes off whenever he wants, comes in whenever he wants, yells at you while he's sitting behind his desk. Right? Look at this, man. This is Proverbs.
Guess it's real quick. So real quick, Esau, you got to be in the hole for 3 weeks, man. Working with Esau. He's not going to pay you for about 3 weeks, man.
3 weeks, man, and you working hard, man.
Right.
You counting your money before the check even comes.
Right.
Right? But it's all spent. I can pay this bill, I can pay that bill, you know, I can take care of this, and still got $20 left over for the week, right? The so-called white man bringing home $15,000 a week while he's sitting behind a nice desk, right? Getting 2 secretaries, doing whatever he wants, right? Proverbs 11:11. They get you angry just talking about it, man. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase, right? So this so-called white man, his riches is going to be diminished, man. Where's it going back to? It's going back to us, the rightful owners. All that gold, all the treasure they stole is coming right back to us, right? This is that wealth that they got by vanity, man, by lies, by deceit, you know, by things that sound sweet, by lying lips, right? It's coming back to the rightful owners. And these things, they got to be taken away and given back to the rightful owner. It says, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase, right? So once you laboring in this truth, you start to increase. You start to see the deceitfulness of your enemies. You start to see the deceitfulness of your own people who trust in the so-called white man, right? Then you start to grow more and more and more till you become that mighty man with clean hands. What you got, Matthew?
Real quick, can I get a precept?
Come on.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10, and I'm going to start at verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, and the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. And this is more.
Come on, keep going with it.
Verse number 11. He saith in his heart, God hath forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it. And that's it.
God. So he hides his face. He say, the Lord ain't going to see me doing this. Right? That's what they say. They say, blessed be the Lord because I'm rich. Right? I'm rich because I got my money by deceit. And mind you, there's nothing wrong with laboring and working hard in Israel and getting money, right, to provide for your family. Exactly. Right? There's nothing wrong with that. You should do that, man. Like the brother said, money is a defense. Right? But money profit is not in the day of wrath, man. Right. Don't set your trust and your treasure upon money, man. Because it's not going to last, man. It's going to be burnt up. It's going to be stubble, man. Build up that spiritual treasure, man. Your spiritual bank, man. Building up more faith. Things that's going to get you this kingdom, man. Right? Not money, man. Because the money, man, inflation is happening. Y'all haven't known. Look how much gas is. Gas, $3 a gallon, man. Take you $70 to fill up a Prius. Right? Man, it's crazy. God, hold up. The brother, he wants to say something. Oh, sorry.
Another precept, Job 20, 15.
Job 20, okay, let's get it real quick. Job 20 and verse 15.
About them having to get back everything that they stole.
God. Job 20 and 15. He has swallowed down riches, he shall vomit them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. God, man. He just swole up all our riches, man. He done stole from every nation under the sun. He's gonna vomit it back up to who it truly belongs to, the children of Israel.
That's right. Let me get this real quick. This is Jeremiah 17 and verse 11. Right? Jeremiah chapter 17 and 11. It reads, as the partridge sitteth on eggs and hatcheth them not, so he that getteth riches and not by right shall leave them in the midst of his days, and at his end shall be a fool. See that? Lord, see, he ain't gonna be nothing but a fool, man. Like a bird that lay eggs and labor and do the mating season and the mating dance. The birds go through a lot, man. Right? Give birth to all of the eggs, just not the hatching. Esau has accumulated all of his wealth and riches, just like we brought out, just to vomit it up again, man. This is Sirach chapter 31 and 1. Right? That's spirit. Ecclesiasticus chapter 31 and 1. Watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof driveth away sleep. Yeah, like you waiting on your check, man. Why you just, damn, I know it come in. Why you do everything to get your check on a Wednesday or a Thursday, man? You can't wait till Friday. Definitely can't wait till Saturday. Let God, most I forbid, they got jobs where you gotta get paid bi-monthly, man. Bi-monthly. You said what?
Watch
Yeah, once a month too, man. Once a month. That's ridiculous, man. You sit there tossing and turning, I need my money, your damn bank account drained out, man. It consumed the flesh and take away sleep. Watching care would not let a man slumber as a sore disease that breaketh sleep. The rich have great labor in gathering riches together, and when he resteth, he is filled with his delicates. The poor laboreth in his poor estate, and when he leaveth off, he is still needy. Yeah, you do all the damn work, and you still needy, man. Like the brother said, you got $20, right? And your son in the store, and he want his favorite snack, right? And you like, I can't give it to him, and he didn't put his head down. You say maybe later. Like the movie, brother seen Pursuit of Happiness. You seen Will Smith and his son when they was sleeping in the bathroom. He was kicking the door because the guy was trying to come in, and he was trying to sleep in the bathroom. It kind of made you kind of get emotional, man. You're like, damn, man. He was going through it in that movie, man. Right, Dad, I can't get so-and-so. He giving all his son. You got to give your son these false promises. You know you can't live up to them. Right? That's what we got to deal with, man. So like the brother said, James is getting on the so-called white man. He very well could have said, man, you damn devil so-and-so. Right? But this written to the church is scattered abroad, so it has to be wisdom applied to it.
Let's go back to James, the 5th chapter. Okay, go ahead with it.
Sirach chapter 11 and verse 21. Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich.
Beautiful precept, man. It's nothing in the eyes of the Lord to make a poor man rich, man. That's an easy thing. Right, James chapter 5 and verse 2. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. For ye have heaped treasure together for the last days.
Yeah, we know that's not talking about us. We don't heap up treasure for the last days. We heap up treasure to survive the week, right? Maybe 2 weeks, right? You got your grocery money, you got your bill money, your gas bill, your light bill, your water bill, your car insurance. That's how you calculate your money, right? Esau, he's heaping money for the last days. They have underground vaults with bars of gold, huh? Right? They got savings account with $300,000 in it, man. Right? They heaped up all of the natural resources, all of the oil. Where's all of King Solomon's gold? Where's all of that gold at, man? Where's the gold of Ophir? Right? Esau got all that, man. Right? He's harboring it and harvesting it, man. And he said, I'll give you cash for gold. No, give me gold for cash. Here's some paper for your gold. And then you simple, man. You don't give up all your gold for paper. Because you let the so-called white man tell you that this paper has value, man. It only has value because he told you it has value. It's paper, right? It's like in Genesis chapter 13, 1 and 2, it says, and Abram was very rich in what? In cattle and in gold and in silver. So that's true wealth. Having gold, silver, slaves, and cattle, and an actual army. You know how much money you have to have an army? Abraham had 318 servants that were trained and ready to go at any given second. It wasn't just niggas that he just hired just hanging out. They was trained and ready to go at the drop of a dime. And they were always armed. 318 men. You got to feed these men. They have families, wives, children. You have to have barracks where they live at, a place to store all of the weapons. So Abram had to be, in modern day times, he had to be well over $3 billion, $5 billion in modern day times, man. You know?
Verse 4, behold, the hire of the laborers which have reaped down your fields, which is of you, kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped have entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, because when did we reap down the field to the so-called white man? When have we? Right, in slavery. We reaped down these fields, we were picking cotton, working in their fields. Right, what happened when you tried to get paid? What did Esau say? Right? Okay, we're not paying you. What else? He beat you. That's right. What else? What happened when you were so-called emancipated and you wanted to get that money? You went to jail. They had a slave law, fugitive slave laws, and fugitive slave acts. Right? All of the money and wealth that you're supposed to have is kept back by fraud. Oh, we gotta have this tax. Even now, we have the state tax. You can't get that because you got the federal tax too. You can't hold on to that because you got to pay the company tax fee. Right? All your money is kept back by fraud, man. You get your check. Let's say your check $2,500, and he taking out a good maybe $400. Don't work overtime either. Don't work too much overtime because you're gonna take out a lot more. Right? So all of the wealth that you're supposed to have is kept back by false legislation and deceit and lies, man. And then you happen when you get a tax return season, that's already yours, man.
Right.
That's been yours. Yeah, check, man. I finally got my tax return. You should have been had that, man. You think, yeah, so-called white man showing love. He do give us a tax return. That's because he took it from you, man.
Crazy.
Right. This is madness.
Verse 6, verse 5. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doeth not resist you.
Yeah, the Lord is letting you know who's the just. We're the just, right? So the so-called white man kills us, murders us, man, lynches us, it rapes us, plunders and pillages us, man. And it reads, and he doth not resist you, meaning the Most High has not judged them yet, man. Right? Got a precept after.
Go. Let's go to Psalms chapter 10 and verse 7. We're going to start at 7. Psalms chapter 10 and verse 7. Psalms 10 and 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Right? There's nothing but cursing, deceit, and mischief that the so-called white man tells you. Yeah, you definitely first up for that raise right there, man.
Right.
You've been working hard. You're employee of the month, right? And what does he do? He gives it to the man who knew his father.
Right.
Right? That happened to me plenty of times, man.
Yeah.
Right? Verse 8, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places do he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. Right? That's what the so-called cops do. LAPD, NYPD, Baltimore police, in Delaware, New York, Jersey, everywhere, man. Detroit, they sit in the privileged places, man. Aren't they supposed to protect and serve? Well, what the hell you doing hiding underneath a bridge where can't nobody see you?
Right.
Who you serving and protecting there?
Right.
Right? Catch you doing 2 miles over the speed limit, right? You got dark tint, come flashing a light. They looking all in your car, seeing what you have. You making sudden movement, man. Like they said, like I said earlier, 30 warning shots.
Unmarked cars.
Unmarked cars. Yeah, unmarked cars, man.
Toyota Prius unmarked.
I seen a minivan pull somebody over. A minivan. You can outrun a minivan like it's nothing, right? So they not protecting and serving nobody. They hiding in the secret places so they can gun you down, get that paid leave off, or sit at the desk for 6 months, right? That's what they want to do, right? Verse 9, he lieth and waits secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth and wait to catch the poor. He catches the poor when he draw him in with his net, right? And that's what they do. They forsaken our older women now. I seen a video. A sister said, I don't care what's in the infusion.
Yep.
I don't care about the ingredients.
Yep.
I'm just sticking my arm out and taking it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They just sitting there. They bringing our people into the net just to kill them, man.
Right.
Right? This jab, because we can't say vaccine if y'all picking up what I'm putting down, because they're going to flag your channel. Right? You can't even say that on here. They're going to take your channel down, man. Right? That's what they're doing, man. They leading our people in, and our people taking that bait. They getting cast up in that net, getting put to death. Good, bro. What you gonna say?
On Instagram, I made a post about vaccine, and they had like put a list of articles on my thing saying how it's false.
Yep.
But none of what it said anything about the word. It just said it was false, so they tried to flag it and take it down.
Yeah. They only stop. The words they feel are truth. They don't never say nothing about the lies.
Right.
Right. Verse 10. He croucheth and humble himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. Right? They put Joe Biden's feeble self up there, make you think that all white people are feeble and caring. Right? The Lord cast him down. He fell down them steps.
That's right.
Right?
God.
The Lord making a mockery of the so-called white man, in front of us, man. He raising us up, man.
That's right. Get this real quick. This is Job chapter 12 and verse 6. Right? Yeah, I saw that video. That was embarrassing, man. It wasn't even a one-time fall. And he don't remember nothing. He can't see. He falling down. This man's finished, man. Back in the ancient world, the kings are supposed to fight in battle, man. This man can't fight in battle. They need a walker, man. Right? This Job chapter 12 and 6. The tabernacles of robbers prospered, and they that provoke the Most High are secure, into whose hand the Most High bringeth abundantly. So this is speaking about Esau, the tabernacles, his different dwelling places. The French, that's his tabernacle. Germany, Switzerland, Luxembourg, Babylon the Great. Every so-called white man's country prospers, man. Right? They're doing well. Right? It reads, and they that provoke the Most High are secure. It seemed like the wicked, they got it made, man. It seemed like they the blessed ones, man. You would think that they the real Jews, man. You would think, well, maybe the Most High is dealing with them, man. That's how people be thinking. These people, I see white Jesus, I see how they live, and these people have to be the chosen ones. That's why we was talking to Issachar yesterday. We asked them, are we all equal? They said, no. They almost got mad, man. No, not at all, man. Right? And we have to kind of, then as soon as we brought up, or the brother Ryan was teaching, brought up the so-called white man, guess what? They got out of there. Right? That happened with Jake and Eve. We was dealing with Jake and Eve. We brought up Caesar Borges, asked them to step on it. Boom, they out of there, man. They that provoke the Most High secure, to whose hand the Most High bringeth abundantly, man.
Now let's go back to James chapter 5 and verse 7. Verse 6. Ye have condemned and killed the just, he doeth not resist you. Be patient, therefore, brethren, until the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and longeth patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain. But be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
So we got to be patient in this thing, man. You can't go out and start fighting the so-called white man right now. That's what James is saying, right? Don't be like Fred Hampton and do the Rainbow Coalition, man. And you getting guns, right? You want to go to the Crowns to see if the Crowns could. Look, that stuff is over with, man. Right? Be patient, and the Most High is going to deliver you, man. Right? The coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
And it says, establish your hearts, man. Prepare your heart for the coming of the Lord. Meaning, get yourself right spiritually, right? Because when the Lord come back, man, he's not going to be like, all right, I'm going to give you one more day. He's not going to do like your landlord. He might not going to show you mercy like that, man. If you're not right when the Lord comes, you're not right when the Lord comes. It's just that simple. Verse 9. Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest ye be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth before the door. Take my brethren the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord. And the Lord is very pitiful and tender, and of tender mercy.
Right. James said, take my brethren the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering and affliction and of patience. Yeah, read the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah got locked in a dungeon, man, with no food and no water. Right? The Lord delivered him out of that thing, man. Read the book of Daniel, the 3rd chapter. Hananiah, Azariah, Mishael got thrown into a fiery furnace, and the Lord delivered them, man. Read Daniel, the 6th chapter. Daniel was thrown in the lion's den, man. Right? Taking the Apocrypha, it was for 6 days. You see that? So take into account what your forefathers went through, man, and the patience that the Most High put in a spirit to endure those things. Right? Let me get to Sirach chapter 2 and 4 real quick. All right, let me get that real quick. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and 4. Right? Because a lot of brothers say, well, damn, we just went over James the 5th chapter. I might as well give up. All right, the so-called white man just run everything. I'll never get the kingdom of heaven. All right, I'll work at my job. I'll make boxes all day. No, you're not gonna be making boxes all day, man. If you were Israelite and you repent and keep the commandments, you're gonna get out of here, man.
That's right.
If it be the will of the Lord, man. All you gotta do, like the brother said, establish your heart, man. Get your mind right. Right? Stop being fixated in the world, man. Stop chasing money and lust of the flesh, man. Study, read, pray, fast. Do what the Most High requires of you. Sirach chapter 2 and verse 4. It reads, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. You might be changed to a lower state spiritually. You might have spirits attacking you, demons. It might be financially. You might be in a hole. You might be down and out. You might be catching the hell mentally. Lord said, be patient when you change to a lower state. A lot of brothers go to a lower state. Oh, what do I do? Well, I thought I was an Israelite. I thought I was above all nations. All right? You can't act like that, man. It tells you why. Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So acceptable men, they're going to be proven by going through the fire. That's the only way to prove if they're chosen or not, man. Right? They have to go through the furnace of adversity. You got to go through the affliction. Right? You got to catch hell. You got to go through the stress you're going through. You got to fight these demons, man. It ain't going to be easy. When did the Most High say, you open up the Bible and it just says, the kingdom of heaven will be easy, right? Every page, that's all it says. The kingdom of heaven will be easy. Then it says amen at the end, right? That's not in this Bible, right? That's not in the scriptures, man. That's what the Lord said. Look at the hell that even Job caught. Job lost everything, man. He lost everything in one day. His sons, his daughters, his cattle, his oxen, his house. His wife turned on him, the one who thought would hold it down. Even she turned on him, man. Dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die. She said, why don't you curse out the Most High and drop dead, nigga? The Lord ain't with you. That's what that means. Just drop dead. It's over. That's wicked, man. It's like you come home, you get fired, your woman say it's over. We ain't never gonna make it, man. Why don't we just kill ourselves, man? Right? That's what she told Job, man. So you got to look at the patience of Job and our forefathers.
God. Let's go to Luke chapter 21 and go to verse 16. Right? Because we come into that time of temptation, man. We come into the time where it's like, either you with it or you not, man. There's no half stepping with the Lord, man. You can play man, but you can't play the Lord. Right? It says, and ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. You shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. Right? The Lord is already letting you know. The Spirit going to be out there for your family, your friends, your loved ones, right? To betray you, man. You got to prepare yourself for these things, man. You don't know how bad that's going to hurt when your mom betray you, right? When your loved ones, your wife may betray you. You never know, man. You got to prepare yourself with that. But there shall not a hair of your head perish, and your patience possess your souls, right? In this time, man, it's time to possess your soul, because we're in a time of patience, man, right? Revelations 14 and 12 says, here's the patience and the faith of the saints of those that keep the commandments, right? We're in a time of patience, patiently waiting for the day of the Lord to come, praying that we're found acceptable to be delivered from this land of nothing but wickedness, rape, rob, and murder. Right? So now that you got this time, possess your soul, man. Get your spirit right. Fast. Like the brother said yesterday, we was on the clubhouse thing. Ask the Lord to examine my spirit. Paraphrasing. Right? Ask the Lord to examine you to see if there's any fault in you. And ask him to correct you, not in his wrath. Right? Correct you with mercy, man. That's what we should be doing. Possess your soul, man. Right? He that's not in control of his spirit is like a city without walls, man. Meaning anything can attack you, man. Somebody step on your shoe. I don't know how many of y'all seen the Boondocks, but y'all remember what happened? You stepped on his shoes, man. They called it a nigga moment. Everybody gets shot. Everybody dying, man. You got to possess your soul, man. You got to find out everything doesn't need to be taken as serious as it needs to be taken. It's a time and a place for everything. Man, these shoes are perishable. Man, let it go, right? Work out your salvation with fear and trembling.
That's right. That's right. We're back in James chapter 5 and 12. Let's read 11 again, Baba Gashar.
James chapter 5 and verse 11. But we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
Right. How much did Job get back of everything he lost? Double. Double. Let's get it, man. So you may be catching hell now. Most I give you double, man. Right? That's how the Lord get down, man. Your car done broke down. Now you got 2 cars, man. Right? You got fired from your job. Now you're making twice the amount, man. Right? You done lost your luck when the Lord blessed you with many more sons, man. See that? You lost your family in the truth. Now you got a family in the truth, man. You understand?
Yeah.
Come.
This is the book of Job, chapter 42, and I'm going to start at verse 12. And the Lord blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning, for he had 14,000 sheep and 6,000 camels and 1,000 oxen, yoke of oxen, and 1,000 she asses. And he had also 7 sons and 3 daughters. And he called the name of the first Imena, and the name of the second Keziah, and the name of the third Karan Hepah. And in the land were no women found so fair as the daughters of Job, and their father gave them inheritance among their brethren. And after this lived Job 140 years, and saw his sons and his sons' sons, even 4 generations. So Job died being old and full of days.
Damn. See that? That's how you want to go out if you had to go out, man. Even 4 generations. Jake, you don't see 4 generations.
Right.
You don't even see your son past the age of 23. It's already over for him, man. Then his baby mama took the child and moved down back to Chicago, man. Kansas City, man. So your grandmother and grandfather, they can't see no grandkids, let alone a 3rd or 4th generation. Right? And you can't have 7 sons because you always want to tell your woman, look, get an abortion. Right? It's not time right now. Take this pill. Right? So you're not blessed, man. Take your mind all messed up, man. Right? Drunk off the world.
Let's go to Zechariah chapter 7 and verse 8. Right? Because we just read how the Lord is merciful and showing pity unto Job. He's going to be the same way with the children of Israel. Right? Like we said last week, Job is just a parable of the Israelites. Right? But he was a real man. Right? So Zechariah chapter 7 and verse 8. And the word of the Lord came into Zechariah saying, thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, execute true judgment and show mercy and compassion every man to his brother. Right? So this is what the Zechariah is saying about the Lord. Asking the Lord to execute true judgment and show compassion every man to his brother. Right? We read yesterday, show mercy, or what was that? Last week. Show mercy so that you can get mercy. So be compassionate to your brother. Right? Be long-suffering with your brother. If you want the Lord to be long-suffering with you. And Job, the 2nd chapter said, in all his days, Job sinned not with his lips. Right? Be long-suffering when the Lord take you to a lower state. Right? Show compassion to your brother when he's in a lower state, man. Right? Same way you want the Lord to deal with you, deal with your brother, deal with your sister.
That's right. We can go back
to James chapter 5 and verse 12. But above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by the earth, neither by any other oath, but let your yea be yea and your nay nay, lest ye fall into condemnation.
Yeah, we went over that in a Sermon on the Mount series, man. No swearing on anything, man. Swearing not as in the so-called white man's profanity, although that's not wise or expedient, but swearing as in how people of the world say, on my dead grandmother's grave, or I swear in the temple. Don't do that, right? If you can't do something, say you can do it. If not, you can't do it. It is what it is, or it's not, right?
Verse 13, is any among you afflicted? Let him pray. Is any merry? Let him sing songs.
So if you afflicted, it didn't say go immediately check in with the so-called white man. Stop acting like the world, man. That's not your God. The Lord said, if you afflicted, hey, pray, man. That's not even on a physical level. That's even on a spiritual level, right? Pray to the Most High. Don't see a psychiatrist, right? Don't just look up YouTube videos. What do I do? So and so, man. Pray to the Most High. If you marry, sing the Psalms, man, right?
God, you looking up on MD, WebMD, you become a hypochondriac, man.
Right.
You think you got the worst disease known to man, right? And it be something small, man. You got a toothache. Now my spine is going into a U shape.
Right.
Right. Verse 14. Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord. And the prayer of faith shall save the sick, and the Lord shall raise him up. And if if any have committed sins, they shall be forgiven of him.
And that's a real thing, man. Anointing brothers that are sick and praying over them, Bashim Yahushua, they'll be healed. That's what the Lord said. All right. So if you get healed, tell your brothers, hey, brothers, to pray over you and pray with you, man. You know?
So like your brother said, spiritual oil. Yes, it's spiritual oil and it's actual oil as well.
Yeah.
Right? Because you got Priest Kahan, he'll come and he'll anoint you with oil, and he'll sing the I forgot how it goes, but he'll sing the name of the Lord, bless and protect you, right? So verse 16, confess your faults one to another and pray one for another, that ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are. He prayed earnestly that it might not rain by the space of 3 years and 6 months. And he prayed again, and the heaven gave rain, and the earth brought forth her fruit.
So we got to confess our faults one to another, right? Don't be what they call an individualite in this thing, man. You sit there battling a lust demon. I can do it. No, you can't do it, brother. You see what you're doing every night, man, on the internet. Maybe next week, maybe tomorrow I'll do better. You keep going off. Hey, you confess your fault, man, to a righteous brother, man. He's going to give you sound counsel. He's going to rebuke you. He may even fast with you, man. Hey, look, let's go on a fast, man. Let's do A, B, and C. We're going to purge out that demon out of you, man. You can't do it by yourself in this thing, man. Ecclesiastes 4 and 9, 2 are better than 1. That's the beautiful thing about congregations and fellowship, and it's that we can hold one another accountable and confess our faults one to another, man. And don't be proud. If you're dealing with something you know you can't deal with on your own, help. Let a brother know so they can help you out, man. Don't be a proud man either, man. Because pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. You're gonna try to handle that thing by yourself. You're gonna fall out this thing, man. Right? We have helps one of another, man.
I'm gonna read 17 again. Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are. He prayed earnestly that it might not rain, and it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 months. He prayed again, and the heaven gave rain, and the earth brought forth her fruit. Brethren, if any of you do err from the truth, and one converteth him, let him know that he that converteth the sinner from the error of his way, save a soul from death, and shall hide a multitude of sins. Right? So that's the purpose of going out to the highways and byways, man. We try to hide that multitude of sins, right? Because we got a sin to say the right sheet the length of 95, man. Right? So each time you convert a sinner, right, to repent and change his ways, that cover a huge multitude of your sins, man. Right? And that's important, man. Right? Labor any way you can, man. Bring your family, your friends, your brothers, your sisters, whoever you can see who will receive it, bring them in and convert them. So we're in the business of getting sins of ourselves, right? Do the work if you can, man. No, you do the work because you can, right? I seen a brother in IUIC, he had a walker. He was out there teaching, man. So there ain't no excuse. It's no excuse for you men not to be out there, man, right? The Lord gave you able legs. You better use them. He gave you arms. He gave you a mouth. He gave you ears. You better use them to magnify his name so you can make this kingdom.
Quick precept, Proverbs 11 and 30. Proverbs chapter 11 and 30. It reads, the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he that winneth souls is wise. So our job is to win souls, man. Every time we go out there on the highways and byways, yeah, we get scoffers. They come up, but our whole purpose is to win souls, man. You can actually win a soul by cutting the scoffer down, right? Because you may be I know a lot of brothers coming to truth when you're dealing with scoffers and stuff like that, man. Because they finally seeing the lies that are being made manifest. They seeing the lies get cut down biblically, man. So our job is to go out there and win souls. Right? We don't go out there. There was a brother in the Detroit camp. One of the brothers told me, he said, yeah, he told one of the brothers, I can't wait to go out to camp, man. Can't wait to yell at people, man. Yell at the white man. We said, hold on, man. That's not what it's about, man. Yeah, man, I'm ready, man. I had a bad day at work. I'm gonna let it out tonight. No, brother, maybe you shouldn't be teaching right now, man. You gotta know what this thing is about. We operate in the spirit of winning souls, man. Teaching Israel who they are, showing them how to repent, giving the law, statutes, and commandments, laying the foundation now and then building them up from there, man. You got anything else?
I was just gonna say where the camps is at. Right, so you got the Jersey Philly camp. They on 10th and Market. I'm sure they're probably out there right now. You got the brothers in Cleveland. They're in front of Tower City Center. Right, this is for the people online. Right, you got the Pittsburgh camp. They out there at what's that?
Liberty Avenue.
Liberty Avenue.
700 Liberty Avenue.
700 Liberty Avenue. Right next to the 7-Eleven or the Subway. Next to the Subway, and then you got who I leave out? Detroit. I'm not sure what Detroit.
They're in Campus Marshals.
Campus Marches today, right? So go get edified.
Atlanta too.
In Atlanta, they'll be in front of the Skyview, right? And then you got the brothers in Orlando. I can't remember exactly where they at.
They're in front of the Publix downtown.
All right. So there's no excuse. No, not yet. So there's no excuse. If you in any of those cities, go out there, man. Go out there and get the word, right? Go out there and listen, labor, right? Bring people in. That's laboring too, right?
And there is a Chicago camp in the making, right? That should be established within the next month or so, right? And Indiana. So if you're in Indiana, Chicago, even Little Rock, Arkansas. So if you're in those areas, there's WFI camps being built up as we speak, not established in stone, but they're being built up in the process. So if you're in those areas, you look into labor, hit up the email, or hit up myself or Amos, and we definitely gonna get back to you if you want to do the work.
Like the brother said, the brother Jeremiah is in Cleveland. Reach out to him. The brother Kasaya in the New Jersey Philly camp. These are the heads. Shoot, I'd love to go to London, man.
WFI London.
Yeah. Where's the Baltimore camp? We're gonna be at the Inner Harbor today. The Inner Harbor, right?
Oh, we got about North Carolina.
North Carolina. What?
Greensboro.
They're in Greensboro. They're getting built up, but they're not out there yet, right? Right. Skyview in Atlanta, right? With that, brother Amos,
Brother Naquan, Kwame Shalom.
Shalom.